There we are. We're now live everywhere.
We're live everywhere. I don't know.
She's your host, Amy.
I am your host of the Run Eat Drink podcast, Amy.
I'm your co-host, Dana. This is another Friday Night Live.
Welcome.
We normally have our midweek beer chat. We're doing it at the end of the week this week because our schedules are still messed up due to Hurricane Ian. And
we're trying to get there.
We're getting there.
You know,
slowly but surely.
Normalcy. It's going to happen eventually.
Eventually. You know.
I don't know.
That's fine. You know, I'm not too concerned about it. I think that, you know, some people appreciate the Friday nights. Sometimes, however, it's a bit much because, you know, people are going out and doing the social things.
And it's Halloween weekend. So I think a lot of people will be doing the trick-or-treating thing early or celebrating early, having cocktails, parties, etc. early.
This is going to prompt Janine's over on the Facebook. This is
the Facebook, you called it.
Yes.
Cheryl, how are you on Instagram? Good to see you.
I have a question.
Oh, we're okay.
I'm going to start.
We need audience participation.
Yes, I need y'all's help. So I've seen it in some of our local Facebook groups for our community. People asking the question, when is trick-or-treating?
In all the social media?
And all the Facebook groups around our city. These are transplants who've moved here.
Darlene, how are you?
Asking when is trick-or-treating. And the smart ass in me wants to say Halloween night.
Smart ass.
Duh.
Smart ass.
I mean,
Monday night is, do you trick or treat with kids on a Monday night?
Yes.
Because they'll say it's a school night.
So what? We don't move Halloween because it's convenient.
Cheryl, we're just happy you're here for as long as you are or can be here. Everybody. Janine and Darlene and
right.
Everyone.
Janine's saying after 4 p.m. 100%.
Yes.
But where you're from,
like what day
is changing the day from October 31st a thing,
so that you can do it on the weekend.
Yeah,
I've
never heard of that.
Is that it? Like, when are people going to have the candy for my kid?
That leads me to a second thing, which it's a phenomenon I've only seen here in Cape Coral, which is woe be unto you if you live in a gated community.
Oh, because everybody goes to the gated communities to trick or treat.
People converge who don't live in the gated community on the gated communities. You're buying candy for everyone's kids, not just the ones in your neighborhood. And I'm like, that just seems kind of wrong. Like, you trick or treat in your own dang neighborhood, a couple of streets over in each way. And
this is what we did when we were kids.
Yeah, like, is this a thing everywhere else? Like,
I feel old.
Do people migrate to other neighborhoods to see who has the best candy and go get, like,
I think it has become more selective, if you will.
It's very weird. Anyway, I've run my mouth enough. Give me a second while I share this. And
okay.
You tell me what you think about this, because it's weird.
Janine is here watching and confirming that you trick or treat on Halloween. Darlene is also here confirming that that is the time to trick or treat, regardless of the day of the week. The question also, I mean, we're going to try some fall and Halloweenish related brews tonight, but also the question I want to pose to everybody is, what Halloween candy is at the top of your list? If you are a kid and you get dressed up and you go to these selected neighborhoods, these choice you plan strategically, what candy is at the top of your list? Inquiring minds want to know. If you've watched this show for any length of time, then you know anything chocolate is going to be falling under the category of what would Dana do? And I am, of course, on the light side, if you will, as a Star Wars reference. with some caramel flavored goodies, which we'll talk about later. But we're also having some brews tonight. We have selected and we put out at the beginning of the week. I think Darlene searched high and low to have it and couldn't find it. So she's got to just drink what the locals have, what she has on hand.
Nothing wrong with that.
But we have from Big Top Brewing in Sarasota, we have pumpkin stiltskin pumpkin ale to share with you tonight.
I'm excited for this one. And we've got to go back there because they've
changed their location.
Yes.
I
want to see the new tap room
in Sarasota. So if anybody ever comes down here to do some of the elite events races in Venice, in Fort Myers, in around Southwest Florida, then it's a place where you got to go because it's cool. The theme is cool. They partner with a lot of restaurants, including Nice Guys Pizza's anniversary, their 5th anniversary, which we have up on the website where we reviewed their custom
good
brew.
Stuff. Yeah.
And they're just, it's great. It's a great theme.
They also did the Shamrock Shannon beer for Nevermind Awesome Bar and Eatery.
Nevermind Awesome Bar and Eatery is the best, one of the best burgers you will have in Cape Coral.
And that one, Josh is here over on the tubes. Hello, our executive producer in charge of hashtags and just executive producer in general, because he is awesome. And welcome, sir.
Oh, great stuff. Darlene is drinking good gourd. Josh, how are you, man? Cheers.
And just so you guys know, I'm finishing off one that's it is seasonal. It is appropriate. However, it's not one that we're talking about tonight. It's Sam Adams Winter Lager, which is now available in your local grocers.
Dawn, let's just say to Dawn Be Joyful, who is training for Dopey at Disney.
Yes.
And everybody who doesn't know what that is in one race weekend. You're going to do 4 different races. You're going to do the 5K, or she is, and her daughter is. 5K, 10K, half marathon, 13.1 miles, and a full marathon, 26.2 miles, to complete the Dopey Challenge, named for one of the 7 dwarves.
Back to back to back
to back to back. And you, my friend Dawn, are kicking much ass, much like I just can't control myself tonight.
I know, right?
Everybody who's doing Marine Corps. I think everybody who's doing Marine Corps. I think I saw Babs getting on a plane.
We've got to do that.
There are so many. I can't think right now, but I know that we have some people doing that in addition to Babs. I just can't remember who.
Yeah,
if you are, drop your name in the chat so we can shout you out.
Please.
As we also drink yet another selection this evening, Elysian, best known for Space Dust.
Space Dust, yes.
Dust. And
we have hoppy.
Which is very hoppy, but this one is Night Owl Pumpkin Ale that we're going to share with you. And finally, Dogfish Head. They're known for their minute beers. They're 60 minute,
90 minute, 120 minute IPAs.
Super high alcohol content. But this is pumpkin ale. And on Discovery how they have like the pumpkin chunkin', the pumpkins where they just launch them off catapults. Apparently, it's inspired by that show, and they have clips and they put it out every year, earlier and earlier, kind of like Disney does their festivals, like Wine and Dine, earlier and earlier every year, so that people can actually get it before it disappears in the fall. So here it is. So this is what we're going to try, and we will read descriptions and share our opinions, and maybe someday people will actually be able to find it. But cheers to you, Darlene, for actually she tried everything. She went to 4 or 5 different places to try and find these beers that I put out on Sunday. And I'll put out another round this weekend.
We're a little bit behind. We got enough.
Well, no, there are some that are kind of like crossing over between October and heading into Thanksgiving.
Okay.
So I kind of kept a couple of them back.
It'll work.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah. 5 stores she went to. 5 stores.
Oh my God.
Dogfish Head is near Cheryl.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Dogfish Head, I want to go check out their brewery.
I
someday.
do too. I do too.
I'm not a huge fan of their
Oh.
IPAs, and it's not their IPAs. I'm not a huge fan of IPAs
in
general.
In general, I think the piney ones are not your.
And that 120,
speed.
I've had it, and it's one of those where like
I
box.
think Jessica
box
likes
checked,
it.
yes.
And shout out to Jessica for the Everglades half, the vacation races.
Yes.
Everglades half, by the way.
Which her timing couldn't have been better for the weather.
Oh, yeah.
Josh
So
is
good.
working a double tonight. So Josh,
Oh, man.
be
Cheers
safe
to
driving
you.
tonight.
Cheers to you.
Oh, man.
Yes. Yes. So it's let's see, let's catch up. Some people have dropped their candy of choice for Halloween in the chat here. I don't know if anybody has here, but we have Halloween is whatever day Halloween falls on. That is when you
Thank you.
That is when you trick or treat. Trunk or treat events are usually the big thing scheduled these days, scheduled on a weekend. It's dumb to force a holiday to be on a weekend, in my opinion, according to Cheryl. She's like, it should be on the day that it is.
I agree.
Yeah. Darlene likes Twizzlers, Dots, gummies, and kids like the chocolate stuff.
See, Dots, I could never get them off the paper without bringing the paper with. So I never dug those.
Cheryl is peanut M&Ms, Kit Kat, Mr. Goodbar.
I'm a sucker for a Kit Kat.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm a sucker for Mr. Goodbar too. I mean,
and Cheryl, I'm sorry you can't run Marine Corps, but we've been there. We know that feeling and that disappointment. And it just makes the next race that you can come back to and participate in that much sweeter. So hang in there. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, Rolos and Twix. Dawn is my person.
Twix. Well, there's a couple of versions of Twix. There's peanut butter Twix and there's regular Twix. What are we talking here?
Okay, well, Dawn can clarify. If she's still here, she can.
I like Rolos. Rolos are great.
Yes, they make me think of Ted Lasso.
I like Rolos. I'm not a huge
Yeah, the scene in Ted Lasso.
I'm not a huge fan of what do you call them? Oh, I can see them.
You keep thinking
Milk Duds. That's
and
the
I
other
will
one.
tell you that I love Twix, the original, because it's the caramel and the cookie coated in chocolate. It's just the perfect thing. It has all the things.
Yeah.
So
Twix are good.
Twix, I love. Rolos, I love.
Rollers are good. They don't hold up to like getting hot.
Oh no.
No, they turn into a mess pretty quick.
Cheryl says I can have all the caramel, and so can Dawn. Babs, were your ears burning?
They should have been.
Because we were just shouting out everybody who's going to be at Marine Corps. Do you know anybody else who's going to be around at Marine Corps? Babs is running with 261 Fearless.
Oh, nice. Very cool.
And if anybody doesn't know, that is Catherine Switzer's organization, empowering women through running and fitness. And there are coaches all over the world. And we are just so honored to be a podcast that she's been on.
Yeah. I mean, she's kind of a big deal.
The first woman to run Boston.
Exactly.
I mean, with a number. Well, yeah, because I know that she had predecessors who unofficially jumped in and ran. I get it. I know the history. If you watch the Boston documentary, you know. But she is, very inspiring. So,
Trip might have just changed your life here. Trip's over on YouTube. And
Trip,
hello, lady.
Trip.
It's good to see you. She says that they have salted caramel Twix. I've never heard of that. That sounds amazing, by the way.
Dawn, did you hear what Trip said? Trip said they're salted caramel Twix.
Now, you could have some fun with Kit Kats at Halloween for trick or treat. Not Twix, I'm sorry. Kit Kats.
Yes, you're switching.
I'm switching.
I get it. I get it.
You tend to get them
Riptide
both
events,
a
how are
lot.
you?
I love the weird flavors of Kit Kat. And you could mess with kids by handing out like matcha green tea Kit Kats and crazy, like
All the ones that you see
from like Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a friend at work that I used to work with years ago that would go overseas and bring them back, like matcha green tea, Twix, Kit Kat,
Which, by the way, that one is really good.
The strawberry ones. It was kind of weird.
The strawberry ones are kind of, I don't know, they're kind of reminiscent of a Twizzler, or which I'm not a fan of Twizzlers, or
there's
Red
a
Vines.
mocha. There's a great mocha Kit Kat.
Ooh,
that sounds good, Dawn.
That doesn't sound bad.
Oh,
Kit Kats are great. Now there are some candies that I would only get and only eat at Halloween every year.
Okay.
Willy Wonka's bottle caps.
Okay.
And they had this thing that was kind of like the same. It was kind of the same consistency. It was kind of like a sweet tart consistency, but it was the individual bones. And then they gave it to you, and it was in a little coffin container.
If you like pumpkin pie Kit Kats are really good, Cheryl says.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah.
But I like that.
Yeah.
But but you could put the bones together and build the skeleton. They hooked together, the little bones connected.
Oh.
And I don't remember what that candy was called.
What was the candy that the powder in the pouches and then the white
dipsticks?
Dipsticks. I loved those.
I did not get that. It's like pixie sticks, same thing. Like
You don't get pixie sticks?
Not really.
Does anybody get pixie sticks?
Like, I don't see the appeal.
Okay.
For me, candy should have some textural element. It should have some whimsy. It should have, the flavor, of course. Ooh, wonderful.
Okay. I was playing bartender. I know that you're very shocked, and I am not appalled, but this is Pumpelstiltskin from Big Top Brewing.
Pumpkin Stiltskin.
Pumpkin, you know what I mean.
Yes.
I said it right when we started the live.
This has a great can, by the way.
Yes.
It's like it's like a painted like a wrap that they did a wrap from a print of a painting.
I
really
love
cool.
it. I love it. It's Pumpkin Stiltskin Pumpkin Ale. 8.9% ABV.
Wow.
We're splitting it.
Yes.
Drink responsibly, folks.
We're not going anywhere tonight.
Yeah, I'm staying home.
I'm grilling.
He's
later.
cooking, so I am, I guess, bartending.
Okay, Josh is a man after my own heart.
Why?
He's dropping in flavored Tootsie Rolls for the win. Yes. They make like a white chocolate kind of Tootsie Roll.
I would like that. I would be on board with that. Dawn, are you like in the white chocolate camp also? I need to know. But Dawn remembers the bones candy, but not the pumpkin, not the pixie sticks. And she would try the pumpkin Kit Kat.
Heck yeah. Pumpkin pie Kit Kat would be awesome.
Yeah. So this beer, speaking of
pumpkin
all things pumpkin, prepare for a pumpkin ale that is hauntingly good. Every year, the pumpkin Stiltskin rises from the fields and sacrifices his kin to provide the flavors of baked pumpkin, cinnamon, roasted honey, brown sugar, and fresh vanilla beans.
Interesting. So they literally put the ingredients of pumpkin pie in the beer.
Cheryl is headed to a Rocky Horror movie party tonight.
Very cool.
Love that.
I have not watched Rocky Horror
in ages.
I don't think you and I have ever watched it together.
We have not.
And I recall
Are you all fans?
Forcing an ex-girlfriend to watch it and knowing that this is how long ago it was. I think this might have been the last time I saw it. And that's why she's an ex, because she didn't like it. She also didn't like Army of Darkness. So yeah.
I had to like Army of Darkness to stay married to him, he said.
100%.
Or even to be, pixie sticks are like drinking sugar.
Yes. Jojo is over on YouTube. Hello, Jojo.
How are you? And Janine loves anything chocolate. See, she's like you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So cheers,
Cheers.
to Halloween, to the Marine Corps Marathon, anybody else running any other events, and to the Runcation Nation. This month is going to be over on Monday. I haven't. It's unreal that it's
honestly, I don't even remember October starting.
Me either.
It was September 27th when they declared the state of emergency for the storm.
So,
and the next thing I know, it's October 15th.
Yeah,
it was like that.
It feels surreal to be. But cheers. And how do you like this? Well, I'm glad to be back.
Indeed. This feels normal. This is okay. Medium to heavy body beer.
Definitely.
This has an initial aroma of pumpkin pie. It smells like pumpkin pie.
Mm-hmm. It's the color. The color is just like a lighter amber.
It has a light to medium carbonation, though.
Mm.
There is a little bit of sweetness to it, but it's not so sweet as to be a dessert beer.
That's true. That's true. Like you could put it with a burger or an appetizer or something like that.
Yeah, this is not so heavy.
We're glad
it's
to be
a heavier
there,
body, but it's not so heavy that you could not effectively pair.
And JoJo is right. This month absolutely flew by.
This month, yeah, flew by and sucked out loud. Yeah, it was no bueno.
We are wrapping up with our people, which means the most.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying some seasonal favorites in moderation, which is wonderful, and hanging out and talking about Halloween treats.
Yeah.
Because hey, Darlene, did you see her picture on Instagram?
No.
Her picture of like the it was like not the skeleton, it was like a skull cookie.
Ooh.
I think you got to correct me, Darlene, because Amy, because me, but I just want to live close to all of our people, because I would love to have caramel with Dawn, any caramel treat. I would love to have chocolate with Janine. I would love to have who was it? Susie had tracked down a margarita today that she dropped a picture of, and some great Mexican food. That would be great. It was a sugar skull, she said.
And then go lift with Josh.
Go lift with Josh after, either beforehand.
I promise you,
beforehand.
I promise you, if you lift with Josh, you're going to burn off the calories, because just his insane shoulder workout is.
I say we do it beforehand, and then we do like the margarita. We do and we do like a little dessert party. We can have all the the salted caramel Twix with Trip and
salted
and
caramel,
the Rolos, and we can have like all the like the Twizzlers.
Okay. The other thing we were talking about, or we were talking about candies you like at Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
The only time of year I would ever eat Mounds and Almond Joy. Halloween.
Oh, Mounds and Almond Joy. People were talking about this on the gram.
Mounds and Almond Joy.
Yeah.
I will never go to the store and buy Mounds and Almond Joy, but man,
those little ones,
that is instantly like I am 6 years old and going to go trick-or-treating in my Darth Vader plastic Darth Vader.
I wish I had pictures of that.
Does
anybody have pictures of themselves
pictures
in Halloween costumes?
I have to scan them all. We have them.
We have them. We have to scan them because they're like, the ones you had developed kids. There used to be photos and film.
Yeah.
Kids.
You would take a picture and didn't know what you had for weeks.
And you would have to go to the drugstore, when it was called the drugstore, and drop off in the photo section the film and then get it back, kids. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Katie.
Oh, and JoJo agrees. Almond Joy and Mounds. See, I love them too, but I just won't go buy. I don't go buy candy. But
I know you've never been like the one in this scenario, the host who likes the sweet treats. No,
But this time of year, love them.
of course. It's the season.
It's associative.
Or the drive-through Frodo, Matt. Yes.
And I'm trying to think and I'm not one of those people that hates on candy corn. I happen to enjoy candy corn.
I like candy corn.
I realize that candy corn has a half-life instead of a shelf life, and it never goes bad. And we know tried
candy
some
corn. We tried
oddball
Thanksgiving candy corn.
But I mean just regular old, like this tastes like sugar candy corn.
Of course. Of course.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
And I do think that they are superior to the little pumpkins.
What little pumpkins?
They make little pumpkins out of candy corn.
Oh, do you know about this?
Material.
Do you know about this?
They're just bigger.
Candy corn is more traditional.
Yeah, I think so too.
It's more traditional.
And I like to eat the candy corn one color at a time.
Really?
I bite the little white tip off. I bite the little, yeah.
Are there weird quirks about the way you eat some candy? I don't like this guy. Apparently I'm learning something new every day.
Well, I mean, if you're one of those,
anytime we do a live, I learn.
If you're one of those psychopaths that gets a Twix or
a psychopath,
yeah, that gets a Twix and bites into both of them at the same time, or you get a Kit Kat and you bite into it sideways, yeah,
I saw that Cheryl did a candy corn and cheese pairing this year, and she said it's not bad.
I could actually see that,
as I recall in the post, but
I could see that.
Darlene says candy corn, love it. Not a fan of the pumpkin ones.
See, I think,
and that's the correct way to eat candy corn, according to Dawn.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think that there would be a way to do like a candy corn or a Halloween themed cheese kind of thing.
What?
You said there was a candy corn and cheese pairing.
Yeah, Cheryl did it.
I think you could theme a whole like tasting platter, like Halloween themed cheeses.
Oh, our friends at Grazing House could do that.
Oh yeah.
We have a local shop here, and I don't know if y'all have this in your neck of the woods, but we have one, and it's called Grazing House. Haus.
US. Yes.
So they do all sorts of custom charcuterie.
And
ding, 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 ding.
They do stuff that's just absolutely like artistic. It's beautiful. Their social media game for Instagram is insane.
And they do live to introduce what they have. Like their small platters that they make daily, they go really fast. Janine, listen, how about eating the caramel of the Twix and then the cookie? I've done that. I have done that.
You have to, there's a way to do it, and you got to refrigerate them.
I don't care about refrigerating them. I will still eat the caramel before I eat the cookie. See, I'll like strip it of all the chocolate and the.
But see, I have this thing about like, I don't like getting messy when I'm eating candy.
No?
No.
I mean, do you like getting messy in any scenario?
Barbecue.
Barbecue. Barbecue and chicken wings.
Barbecue and chicken wings.
Okay.
All bets are off.
Okay.
You do not want the camera rolling. It's going to look ugly. Yeah, it's going to look like, a National Geographic animal special, on the Serengeti. It's not going to be pretty. But yeah, I don't like anything that's sticky like that. Like, nope.
No.
So for me, if you're going to do that, you have to refrigerate the candy first.
I guess.
Which, by the way,
welcome CLJ 259.
Pro tip.
Oh, pro tip.
This is not really Halloween candy, but freeze your Oreos, kids. Life changing. Just gonna say.
Why?
They're incredible when they're frozen.
Is that why you're a big fan of the cookies and cream ice cream? Is that why?
Probably. Actually, Cold Stone Creamery does a cookies and cream. Actually, they do just a flat out Oreo,
the middle part
flavored ice cream, and then you can throw Oreos in it. It's amazing.
Cheryl doesn't like getting messy when she eats.
Thank you.
But yet she's a clumsy eater, a messy eater, and she says she can manage to get Jell-O crumbs on a shirt.
Oh, if I wear something white, like guaranteed, if I wear a white dress shirt, it's
white,
getting messed up.
Anything white, all bets are off for me.
It's, Schrodinger's shirt is hanging in my closet. It is both clean and dirty at the same time. It's
oh my gosh.
absolutely drives me nuts.
You know what doesn't drive me nuts?
If you mix candy corn with peanuts, it tastes like a Payday candy bar. I love
Payday.
Paydays are awesome because they are the peanut, there's the nougat, and then there's that salty component, which is perfect. And if you don't think about it too much, you can actually trick yourself into thinking it's kind of healthy.
A Payday?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's not dipped in chocolate or caramel or anything.
Have you seen the middle of a Payday? Has anybody had a Payday?
Again, I said don't think about it too much.
Okay.
Come on. Trying to help us with the illusion here.
In the meantime, while you ponder this quirky question, we're going to introduce to you the night owl.
Ooh, I'm very curious about this one.
The night owl is from Elysian, who is famous for the Space Dust.
Yes.
IPA.
Their Space Dust IPA, which is, I think that's their beer that keeps the lights on.
That's their flagship beer, right? So, we talk about running on our podcast in Apple Podcasts, which you can subscribe to.
Which, by the way, we have not mentioned, but tomorrow we have a 13-mile training run. So, yeah. Because we're like,
ooh, caramel, we're
payday
for you, Cheryl.
We're going to get the mileage in one way or another before this race at Disney. And yeah, so tomorrow's 13 miles.
Well, I have things to discuss about the upcoming race weekend.
Well,
okay.
Pour that. Then
anyway,
we'll discuss it.
First things first.
First things first.
I'm staying organized. Aren't you proud? Night out. Let me put on my glasses while I read this to you.
And Trip, tell us more about this Oreo popcorn.
Oh,
I've never heard of that.
Okay. Elysian Night Owl Pumpkin Ale is 6.7% ABV, only 18 IBU bitterness units.
I like that.
Nice. The lower bitterness.
You can go over 100 for really, really hoppy beers. So 18 is definitely on the low end.
But we've liked Clever Girl on the high end.
I love Clever Girl.
Yeah, which is that's a local beer.
Millennial Brewing's IPA offering.
Millennial.
Which, I'm going to have to post a photo of this shirt on social media.
You are.
This is probably my favorite shirt in my wardrobe now.
Oh, my God. I'm so sorry. I'm about to read the Night Owl right here. But Cheryl has sent this comment. Tahini hot sauce. She sent it to her daughter and she put it on popcorn.
Ooh.
I'm just interested in the hot sauce in general.
I've never seen tahini. I've seen the tahini spice.
You all are responsible for us tracking down certain hot sauces.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
And we have them in our pantry as a result.
Like, like Old Bay, for example. We hunted that down.
It's so good.
It's so good.
It is so good.
And Cheryl's got to run, but have a good night.
Have a good night,
Kill
Cheryl.
all the runs and races, she's saying. Have a blast this weekend and enjoy your movie night. Cheryl, enjoy that. The Elysian Night Owl is a pumpkin ale. Tasting notes, very drinkable pumpkin ale brewed with pumpkin puree and juice and spiced in conditioning with ginger, cinnamon, nutmeg, cloves, and allspice. Both roasted and raw pumpkin seeds are used in the mash, pumpkin added to the mash, and the fermenter. So
this has a lot of potential.
I am excited. Where is our Run, Eat, Drink podcast, Barky?
Barky right here, which is available on the store and will make your drinks taste 17 to 22% better.
According to the Run, Eat, Drink podcast scientists.
Which you know,
My
we don't understand it. It's science. Just go with it.
yeah. Yeah.
That begs the question, favorite Halloween movie?
Oh,
I'm going to put mine out there. The original Nightmare on Elm Street.
The original Nightmare on Elm Street is
Robert
your
Englund.
Okay.
I think the original Nightmare on Elm Street, absolutely fantastic. Beginning to end, it is probably one of the perfect horror movies.
Y'all, I just have to say, I'm having so much fun with you tonight. Everybody here, go ahead. It's the most perfect horror movie.
Well, it is not the most perfect. It's a perfect
It's
horror
a
movie.
perfect one.
Yeah, there's a
I'd be happy to send you a bottle of the hot sauce. We'll Venmo you money.
Yes. No, I think it's got, it's got the horror, it's got little comedic elements, it's got something for everybody. It is scary, but would I say it holds up? Yeah.
Oh, did somebody ask that?
No. I'm just trying to think like scary movies. Scary movies. It's not like the scariest movie.
Oreo popcorn.
But
really
it has a lot of elements that
I
really
want
like.
the Oreo popcorn that Tripp is talking about, but I also want this tahini hot sauce, and I want to make wings with it.
Oh,
you know how I make the sauce that my dad makes?
Do that with some butter in that. Yeah, that would
Dawn,
be really
you're
good.
my sister in this because I just can't, like, horror movies have never been my thing. I've always been super scared.
Yeah, I've dragged Amy, I think, over the years to a couple, but they've been like not even real horror movies, like Cabin in the Woods, not a real horror movie. That's not a
real horror movie?
And actually really good, by the way, if you have not seen it.
It's not a real horror movie?
And also the remake of Evil Dead. We went and saw that.
Well, that's true. We did.
And JoJo says that's the only Nightmare on Elm Street movie she saw. Scared her to death as a teenager. I had a life-size poster of Robert Englund as Freddy Krueger in my room as a kid.
Oh my.
I saw every single Nightmare on Elm Street. I loved that franchise. That is absolutely
You know what I did watch? Tales from the Crypt.
Oh, yes. Now, okay.
Anyone?
The movie or the series?
The series.
Okay.
The series. Not the movie.
Have you seen the movie?
Although I might have seen the movie, but it's been a while, so I don't really remember.
Oh, it was great.
I liked Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah. Tales from the Crypt was fantastic.
I did.
They've over the years, they've tried to reboot it. It's never really taken off, and it's such a shame.
Cheers, you night owls who watch horror movies with all the lights on maybe for months, like JoJo.
Okay, this one, the spice smell is more pronounced. This is much more cloudy. You can actually see.
I just smell more pumpkin, like more pumpkin pie in this than I did with the other one. The other one, I got the spices of pumpkin pie. This one, I just smell more pronounced pumpkin itself.
Well,
yeah.
You can see particulates actually floating in this. So
and they talked about it. They talked about the condition. Yeah. And bottle conditioning, you can just see, for lack of a better word, sediment, I guess.
Right? That's really good. That almost reminds me of.
Oh, Darlene, you need to find this.
This is.
Everybody needs to find this.
I hate to say it. I think I like this one better than the first one. And I love our friends over there at.
I love Big Top Brewing. That's not to say that that's a good beer.
But this is like next level.
And it's like the essence of cinnamon, right? It's like the dryness that coats the back of your throat, but it's not the burn of cinnamon.
You know what it is for me?
What?
It's the ginger. I like the ginger.
I don't get that as so pronounced.
Oh, I do.
It's subtle.
Oh,
I think it's subtle.
Tripp is saying the original Halloween. I'll tell you now, the movie that traumatized me as a kid.
Yeah.
Not Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh.
Not Halloween.
No.
Not Friday the 13th. Salem's Lot. the original
Which I never
Salem's
saw.
Lot
Which I never saw.
effing terrified me as a kid.
Wow.
That actually like did like damage, I think. And it's probably the last time they did a good Stephen King movie, because it's Stephen King's first foray into vampire movies.
Oh, okay.
And that one terrified me. Oh my God, it was terrible.
Dawn prefers humorous horror.
I do.
Such as Young Frankenstein.
Young Frankenstein.
Yes.
Fantastic. If you
and
like
I
that.
do, and I want to come back to Janine's comment too. If you like that, what?
I was gonna say, if you like that style, you absolutely should see Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness.
This is my
boomstick. Yeah.
And you'll know, and it'll be great. It's very humorous. But Young Frankenstein, I have close to my heart, and I love the movie Frankenstein with Robert De Niro.
Yes.
Love that.
That one, underrated.
And Helena Bonham Carter. It's underrated. I used to teach to juniors in high school and seniors in high school a literature and film class when I was in education.
Mm-hmm.
And it was an elective, an honors elective, where you read the book and watched movie adaptations and comparison and contrast. And Young Frankenstein, we would compare and contrast to the Mary Shelley book. Yeah. And it was just so much fun. I loved it.
Young Frankenstein is so intelligent, then people have no idea what they're watching if they don't, you don't realize how brilliant Mel Brooks was.
Good.
He's still with us. And that type of movie just doesn't get made anymore. And
that kind of humor.
And his willingness to go, he'll go there wherever there is. He'll go there. He doesn't.
Well, he did Spaceballs. So what do they like? Yeah,
he did. Dracula Dead and Loving It, Spaceballs, Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Mm-hmm.
You name it. His repertoire
satire
is so broad.
Mel Brooks is amazing. Dawn says,
yeah. Mm-hmm. But that movie, the fact that it's in black and white, that was one of the things that Amy's class was like, oh my God, it's in black and white. That's part of the joke.
Yeah. They were like, oh my God, I hate black and white. I was like, give it 5 minutes. Would you? Igor. Would you? Really? So Janine says Children of the Corn.
Oh, I'm gonna get Children of the Corn.
That scared the crap out of me.
Josh has gotten a chance to meet Robert Englund. I am so jealous.
I hope you have pictures or an autograph.
Awesome. And he signed your Freddy tattoo. I love it.
Oh, fantastic.
Exorcist tattoo is another story. I will shift 2 done, shift 3 in 10 hours. What?
Get some rest, Josh.
Dang, Josh.
My goodness.
Yeah, Children of the Corn, really good. That's a good one.
Didn't Linda Blair do that roller skating movie? And didn't she do like The Exorcist? And
Linda Blair did The Exorcist.
Oh, like Roller Boogie? I
don't know.
That's that 70s-ish, 80s thing.
She tried to revive her career in the 80s, and it just didn't really take off. She was typecast after The Exorcist.
That's tough, I think.
I mean, what an amazing movie. By the way, Exorcist.
Amazing.
Fantastic movie.
Mm-hmm.
Iconic.
Yes.
Performances are incredible.
I did see it. Yes. Gene Wilder is just amazing in whatever he does.
Take your pick. I mean, him and Blazing Saddles.
Whatever he does.
Oh, boys. Yeah. We can't quote Blazing Saddles here.
No.
We will get banned.
No. But Young Frankenstein.
He was great.
Oh, my
Frankenstein.
God. Oh, well, yes. See no evil, hear no evil.
Oh, that. Well, that's not Mel Brooks, but wow.
No, Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I know I'm going outside the realm.
Oh, I know.
But I mean, just.
Hold on. JoJo found it. The Google says Roller Boogie 1979. There you go.
See? Roller Boogie. Come on. I loved that as a kid. I want to say that I recorded it off of cable on a VHS tape, kids.
Did you really?
Yeah. So Yeah, that was a VCR. That before you could just hit record on a DVR on a cable box or
Back in the day.
in the cloud, kids, there was a tape,
There was this thing called a cassette.
a cassette that goes
It was
into
bad.
a machine and then hooked up to a television.
We actually have one still.
We do.
It exists.
Because all of our childhood stuff, even our wedding was on VHS.
Shot tape. Yeah.
Yes. So I'm feeling older by the minute. Dawn says these are my childhood movies that we're talking about, and I agree.
And I tried.
It's mine too. Mine too.
I tried, and Amy bought it for me. The Freddy versus Jason. I tried to get into that one. I just couldn't. There was a pinnacle Hellraiser. In fact, they've just done a reboot of Hellraiser.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Wes Craven.
That's so hard.
He was
to do
incredible.
reboots like that.
It is. It really is.
What a challenge.
There was one movie. I want to say it was John Carpenter. Yeah, it was John Carpenter did a movie called Prince of Darkness, which is to this day creeps me out to watch. Absolutely fantastic. You should check it out if you have not seen it. He also did a movie called Vampires in the early 2000s, which the first one is great. Is
that where they get stuck in the bar?
Yeah, no, that is, you're thinking of that is help us out here. That's the Quentin Tarantino vampire movie.
Okay.
From Dusk Till Dawn.
Okay.
No, the John Carpenter's Vampires is where a modern day crusader played by James Woods and his team are in a tiny little town in the desert Southwest, and they are fighting an elder vampire for control of a holy relic that would allow him to walk in the daylight. And James Woods is hysterical. And you've also got Billy Baldwin as a sidekick. And the actor that played the bad guy did a great job. It's very, very entertaining movie.
Dawn says she had a bunch of taped VHS from a friend because we didn't have cable, but we had a VCR.
Yeah.
I loved it. I'm telling you.
Between that and dubbing audio cassettes.
Whoa.
Yeah. I had a boom box that had two tape decks. Yeah.
They're little radios that you could take everywhere before.
Not so little. Mine was enormous.
Well, yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, hey. We haven't opened that yet.
No, we have not.
So, I mean, we've talked about all these things around Halloween.
Races, Halloween, movies.
Yeah. We've talked about candy.
Mm-hmm.
It is. We have talked
and here's the
all
thing.
Things horror.
We don't get trick or treaters in our neighborhood. Mm-hmm. On a good year, we don't get trick or treaters.
Not once in
16 years.
Yeah.
17 years.
It's just because we're not like the gated community where people know where it's at.
No, there's like 2 or 3 spots here in town where people converge. We're not it.
No. So we have one more beer to try with these people before we wrap it up and send you off to the weekend. Hey, Andy.
I do recommend
Grateful Goals. Are you running Marine Corps also? We were just shouting out Babs for Marine Corps.
Yes.
And everybody else running at Marine Corps and everybody running races this weekend, doing training runs, hitting heights that you never have. We are woefully behind on mileage. The hurricane has put, I would say, a bump in the road to our training.
Yeah, the fact of the matter is, like, today was the first day that the debris trucks came down our street
to take away debris.
Mm-hmm. So we now have I'd like to say they're perfect. They're not. And there's still like remnants left over and like stuff dragged into the streets now. So now there's more crap in the streets than there was before the trucks.
Crap. That's a
came.
technical term.
Yeah, highly technical.
Mhm.
But the trucks got
Super
got
technical.
the giant 8-foot by 16-foot pile of stuff we had in the front yard. So that that helped. So
yes,
in a few
every
weeks,
little bit helps,
it'll be
and
better.
they're doing it.
They are.
Oh, Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice. Okay, I love that movie. I don't know that I would call it
A horror movie. It's like it's like in the camp for what Dawn is saying.
Yeah, the
horror comedy. But Michael Keaton.
Oh, he's great.
He's talented.
I am surprised they never did a sequel.
People. Yeah,
I know they were talking about it.
But you can't.
Well, I didn't say it would be a good sequel.
I know, but you just can't.
And that one didn't.
Or a remake, you can't. Can you imagine?
Totally see somebody in Hollywood thinking they could remake that without him. That would be a horrible mistake. So yeah, but I'm also like that is kind of, for me, that's where Winona Ryder needed to peak. Because there was this time in the late 90s where they were putting Winona Ryder in everything.
Oh, reality
and
bites
they needed to stop with that.
All of that.
Because she wasn't that good. What?
Stranger Things.
She's great in Stranger Things.
Stranger Things.
She's
That's
great
what I have to say, since we're talking about Halloween and horror and related suspense.
But
what is Janine? Beetlejuice. I love it.
I'm going to point to a movie
I love it.
That number
Gina
one
Davis.
never should have been made.
What?
And number two really shouldn't have been made with Winona Ryder in it. And that's Alien Resurrection.
I never saw it.
There's a reason. It was awful.
Okay.
Awful.
But you know what's not awful? Dogfish Head beer and pumpkin ale. Okay. So every beer has a story. Here's pumpkin ale, a full-bodied brown ale with smooth hints of pumpkin and brown sugar. Oh. We brew our pumpkin ale with pumpkin meat.
Okay.
Brown sugar, I'm guessing not the rind, but the inner
part of the pumpkin.
Pumpkin meat, brown sugar, and spices. As the season cools, this is the perfect beer to warm up with. Pumpkin ale is named after the seriously off-centered Southern Delaware extravaganza, Pumpkin Chunkin'. Check out some of these on the Discovery Channel videos of Pumpkin Chunkin'. Pumpkin Chunkin'. You got to see it to believe it.
That is true.
In fact, pumpkin ale has made its debut as it claimed first prize in the 1994 Pumpkin Chunkin' Recipe Contest. Yes, that was a full 6 months before we even opened our doors for business. Since its debut, we've brewed pumpkin ale each and every fall. It's released right around September 1st every year. When you find it, grab some because it's usually gone by Thanksgiving. And let me just tell you, there's a gnocchi recipe YouTube video with this actual beer in it.
Oh, nice.
On their website on dogfish.com.
Interesting.
The ABV is 7%, IBU 28, so not too high. Original release 1995. And I would just say cheese pairing would be sharp cheddar. Food pairing, turkey, roast duck, lamb, stuffing, dessert. Dumplings were bordering on November.
Yes.
And one of my favorite holidays, Thanksgiving, but we'll get to that. That's for another chat. I know. Right? So go ahead. Cheers.
Cheers. And then we're going to get to Josh's comment here. I think this is a little milder than the one we just had.
Very
But
much
this is
so.
very good.
It's more subtlety here. Higher carbonation.
Higher carbonation, lighter body, more drinkable with a meal.
I think so. So like with a nice charcuterie, it would be great, or maybe with a burger or
Or Thanksgiving paninis.
Oh, did anybody ever go to Earl of Sandwich and have a Thanksgiving? Well, but we'll get there. We're early for that yet. I know.
Thanksgiving panini is a panini with all the Thanksgiving stuff
It's so
put on bread and
It's so
yeah,
good. But we'll
crust.
get to that. Yeah.
So
November is my favorite.
here's the problem.
Time of year.
We actually have 3 really good offerings.
We
and they're
do.
actually all the same general style and very different interpretations of each one.
Right?
I don't know that I could say that one necessarily shines above the others. But if I had to pick one.
Oh. Which one would you pick?
Mm,
Oh, that's so. Listen to this.
this is tough. The pumpkin ale. This is a little bit lighter in terms of the body. So it's not going to be as heavy, when you drink it.
I am.
Duh. And the higher carbonation, again, better for pairing with food. But I think the Elysian Night Owl, flavor-wise, is the one that I prefer.
Yeah. And I just like that kind of drier cinnamon aftertaste.
And for me, I think it's the
ginger,
it's the
like
ginger.
you said. Yeah. And not that the others are not great, because they are.
This one, it's actually a toss-up to me between the pumpkin and that one.
Really?
Yeah.
Because, this is milder.
That's very good.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Deft-hand.
Josh went for deep cut and said creep show.
Creep show.
Yeah. I like that one. Good call.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm trying to remember, who was that? Leslie Nielsen in Creep Show?
I don't know.
Excuse me. I'm trying to remember that one. It's been forever.
I don't know.
Since seeing that.
So I don't think I've ever seen it.
Really? Oh yeah. Early days of HBO. That was always one of those that
Tales from
made
the Crypt.
into the rotation. Tales from the Crypt also.
Yeah. So
now there was a Tales from the Crypt movie that Josh is confirming it was. Yeah.
Oh, Leslie Nielsen. He's great. He was great.
He was great. Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Fantastic. If you can rent it or stream it, do it. You're going to enjoy it. That one's fantastic. But there was a Tales from the Crypt movie that had Angie Everhart.
I think I remember this.
And Dennis.
I think I remember this.
What's his
name?
Not
for a while though.
The comedian from Saturday Night Live who did the weekend update. Dennis. I can see him plain as day. Dark hair. Anyway, she was the vampire. She was the big bad guy, and she was a horrible actress. Terrible. And they also had the young lady who played the original Buffy the Vampire Slayer in that movie. Dennis Miller. Thank you, Trip.
Oh, good. Yes.
Yeah. Bordello of Blood. Yes.
Yeah.
Fantastic movie because it's terrible, but it's so much fun.
So bad it's good.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. In my mind.
Yes.
In my mind. Yeah. Bordello of Blood. Absolute blast.
JoJo
worth watching. Yep. I'm not the only one who apparently knew this one. Oh, and Trip's going to add Creep Show to her list. You absolutely should. That one had, like I said, Leslie Nielsen. I want to say Ted Danson.
Oh, I don't know. I would have to look.
If I remember correctly.
I would have to look. Yeah.
It was something else. That was one of those. They did a series of small vignettes, stories. In the movie.
Yeah.
So it's worth checking out.
I love it.
And again, those movies.
Google for the win,
You're
JoJo.
not going to get a bunch of CGI gore. All the gory effects were practical effects. as a kid, I used to read Fangoria magazine, and that was
Yet
and
another thing I've learned.
also
now.
correct. Look at that. So my memory is not fading too badly.
So I just did I trigger Siri?
We triggered the S
I'm
lady on my
sorry.
watch.
I'm
Sorry
sorry.
about that.
Yes.
Um,
So I think all of this has been such a fun conversation. The candy,
yeah.
the movies, the television shows, costumes, all those things. I would like to say to you that next week, we wish everybody luck in their training runs and races this weekend, and hope you have a ton of fun and report back to us.
And if you go trick or treating, I hope you get a lot of candy.
Yes, with your kids and pictures, and let us know how it goes.
Sure, your kids.
Or I don't know. Yeah, just whatever. I think there can be big kids too. So I think next week our schedule is going to be a little bit different. Because we have a lot going on at the end of the week.
Yes.
So we might actually do our live chat earlier in the week.
Well, we'll probably have to if we're going to do it at all. So, yeah.
And if we don't, then we'll definitely come to you live in the morning from some of the races that weekend, just to check in and say good morning, and to let you know how it was and how we're doing. And we just can't thank you enough for all the support and love that you have shown us throughout all of our show, but especially this last month with the hurricane.
It's been almost a month now, and yeah, that really has
Yeah.
helped keep us going.
Yeah.
You guys have no idea how much you mean to us, and
Really.
how much the words of encouragement and support have made a difference.
And I'm wearing this shirt in particular tonight, and I didn't say anything about it throughout the entire live, but because as of Monday, we will be closing out Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And I think it's really important to say this past week, and on all the shows that we have had the chance to put in the feed, we have talked about over the last few weeks, and in the lives, we've talked about the Donna 110 Mile a Day Challenge. And you can find out more about it at breastcancermarathon.com. Shout out to Dawn, who is doing that virtual 110 challenge. And we can't wait to see that belt buckle. And we're doing it too. We're doing, at least a mile a day. Hey, Susie. Mwah! We love you, Chicago girl. And Mexican restaurants and margaritas. You for the win. Happy Halloween weekend. And we're thinking of you. You're in our hearts. And I just, the 110 Mile a Day challenge that benefits the Donna Foundation, that's the Donna Foundation is very near and dear to our hearts.
As you all know.
And we've talked about it repeatedly. We've had Amanda Napolitano on our show, the executive director of the Donna Foundation. They help families and those who are battling breast cancer. And because they don't have to choose between paying a bill and getting a medical treatment.
Yeah.
And that's why we support them, and we talk about them so much, because we believe in their mission so much, and hold it close to our hearts, because nobody needs to go through that.
No.
And no family, no person needs to battle cancer, period. So it is.
And I was going to say, and if you are having to battle cancer, to know that someone's got your back
is so important.
Is vital.
So important. So we just want to give a shout out to the Donna Foundation and the 110 the Donna 110 mile a day challenge between now and February.
It's the longest, slowest ultra marathon you'll ever do. And you're going to be an ultra marathoner at the end.
With a belt buckle.
Get that belt buckle.
Yeah.
Show off that bling.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited to get it.
Yes. So I hope everybody enjoys something this weekend, has some time with family, friends, loved ones. We love you all.
We have some plans.
And we have some plans.
We're doing training, 13 miles of training tomorrow morning at the crack of early. And then we are checking out our friends at Fort Myers Brewing,
who we love so much and we've talked about on the show.
And they are doing an Oktoberfest. So we're going to go out there and check out what they're doing.
We're trying to support all the local breweries and restaurants who are coming back after the hurricane.
Yeah.
Just very much like the pandemic, like we like to highlight the food trucks, the breweries, the restaurants, the local merchants that we love and care about and want to see thrive through challenges.
Yeah. And even as far inland as they are, the devastation of that storm was felt.
Yeah.
And so we're going to go check them out. And then there's a local restaurant that's part of a chain. If you've ever heard of the Melting Pot, they are a fondue chain that is, I don't know if they're nationwide. I know that they're at least regional in the southeastern United States. They are doing First Responder Appreciation Month, and it's very, very nice of them doing that. So we're going to go get some fondue. We're going to do the fondue. After running 13 miles.
Yeah. So, we're going to balance training with indulgence.
Okay.
Right?
Sure.
Right?
Let's go with that.
Right?
I like the sound of that.
We love you all.
Guys, thank you for hanging out with us
Happy
tonight.
Halloween.
Check out the newest episode. It's up in the feed. Go to runeatdrink.net. You can click on listen now. Listen right there. We would really love it if you would subscribe in your favorite podcatcher, of course.
We talk about our training for Wine and Dime, which is coming next weekend. And we talk about Mobster Lobster, one of our favorite food trucks, and Calusa Brewing in Sarasota, a great local brewery here.
So. Yes. Well, local-ish.
Thank you, Denise.
They're like 90 minutes away.
Yeah.
But they're regional.
But they're worth the trip.
They are worth the trip.
And Mobster Lobster, anywhere they are.
That is true. So guys, thank you for hanging out tonight. We really appreciate it. Check us out, and we will talk to you guys again really soon.
Love you. Love you.